Greetings, everyone. Hope you all doing all right. A quick live stream here. It's election day, and this year I promised everyone that I would get out there and vote. I know I voted for things in the past. I've never actually voted for the presidential elections, and I've had many different reasons not to, going all the way back to conspiracy theory days. But this year I decided that I would go ahead and vote. And I actually have my ballot right here. And I didn't know Cornell Ronald West is actually running for president. I did not know that. There's quite a few people on here I didn't even know. Some guy named Lucifer Justin Case Everlove. What in the world? What in the world is going on? It says here Lucifer Justin Case Everlove. That's ridiculous. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fill this out live. I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, and then after this live, I'm going to go drop it off. There's a drop box thing that you can do, or you can take it to the actual poll place, and I actually may just do that. It's not too far from here, and drop it off there. You can also something like scan it into the at the ballot booth. I'm not quite sure which one I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll go to the ballot drop off box first because that's near Walmart, and I need to go pick up some things anyway. And if the line is too long, then I'll head over to the southern spot. Anyway, I don't know if you guys are voting or not. Again, it's a personal choice. There are a lot of people who don't vote. There's millions of people that don't vote here in the United States of America. It's a lot of people that just decide not to vote. And I've always been in the position, or I've always held the position that we shouldn't try to dictate to people what they do in these regards. That if someone wants to vote, they can. If they don't want to, then they don't have to. It's a right, and you can exercise that right, or you can decide not to. That's why it's a right. So I don't know how many of you guys, and maybe I'll do a poll. Let me do that. Let me set up a poll, and then I'm going to fill this out. I was also thinking of coming back later on as the results start coming in and doing a live stream like throughout the evening time, and we can just follow it. I actually have this map thing over here. Let me do this first. Let me get a poll going here at least. Okay, so if you're in a chat room and it's anonymous, so I mean, just go ahead and vote. It's no big deal. I'm going to put in a poll. I'm just going to say, are you voting? Oops, hold on one second. Where'd it go? Here it is. Are you voting today? We'll just do that. And then yes, no. I'll put maybe too, because some people, maybe you're thinking about it, but then you're saying, but maybe I won't. Okay. Let's do it. I'm going to start that poll right there. So go ahead and vote when you have some time. Maybe if I come back later and we do a live stream and just kind of follow the results. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. If we follow the results, and I have this thing right here, we can actually do it this way. If we follow the results, maybe I can put up another poll and ask people, who did you vote for? I'm not going to tell people who I voted for. I don't think, because I don't want people to get mad at me one way or the other. I mean, it's so sensitive. I was thinking about, and I was going to do this show running up to the elections and just cover politics. But I found out very quickly that it's a very emotion-driven space. And I'm not saying that to demean anyone, but the manner in which people tend to behave, it's like straight up emotionalism. There's no like real intellect or no critical thinking oftentimes. And that just doesn't sit well with me. You know, I like to deal with facts. I like to show receipts. I like to have an opinion that's educated. And I'm not voting today based on being a Republican or a Democrat. I don't consider myself to be either. You know, there's a test you can take online to figure out where you would fit. I would think I'm probably somewhere around in the middle. And that is to say that I would consider myself to be bipartisan. I don't vote because of my, I call it political gangbanging. I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's what it is. And we grew up back in the day, it was Bloods and Crips. Where I come from is mainly Bloods. And, you know, if there was another Blood that was doing the wrong thing, the Blood would still vote for him. The Crip, on the other hand, be like, I'm not voting for you. The Blood doing the right thing, the other Blood's going to vote for him. The Crip's still not going to vote for him because he's a Blood. You see what I'm saying? I'm just not into that. I'm just not. So this to say that my decision to vote today and who I'm going to vote for, I'm not going to share that with people because I don't want people getting all upset and angry. I'm just not into that. It's not based on political affiliation. I've looked at the candidates, their platform, policy, and that's one thing I got to say before we get into this. Before I fill this out, is I was quite disappointed. There wasn't enough talk about policy. It was all about what I've heard from both candidates, in my opinion. It was more about what the other candidate did or did not do, or how bad the other candidate is. It just wasn't for me. I would have preferred that the candidates, they really talk more about what their policies happen to be. Later on today, if we do come back, let me know if you guys are interested. If we come back later and we'll just cover it, and again, we can follow this tracker right here. Maybe we can take some phone calls too, and we'll see as the votes come in, and we'll see what the results are. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Hit the one inside the chat room. I don't mind doing that later on today. By the way, I'm going to be doing a live stream right after this for members. I have some things I'm going to talk about. Already set that up, so if you're a member, just be prepared for that right after this live stream is over with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this out now. Okay, of course, for federal, we have U.S. President, and says vote for one: Cornell Donald West, Melina Abdullah Johnson. I'm just playing. Some person named Lucifer, just in case. Every love. What in the world? Joel Skousen and Rick Combs. There's Jill Stein and Rudolph Ware. I've heard of them. That's the Green Party. Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance. Of course, the Republican. Libertarian is Chase Oliver, Mike Mayotte. And then that's liberal, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That's the Democrats. And then there's someone, Claudia De La Cruz and Karina Alexandra Garcia. And then, of course, you have a write-in. I was going to write someone in inside the chat room. Swagonito, I'm going to write you in. I'm gonna put Swagonito for president. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me or not. Yeah, I went to go get a pen because I actually was using a blue colored pen, and I just looked on here and it says that you should be using a black ballpoint pen, and so I have one here now. I apologize for the audio issue. And it looks like how long was I out there? Oh, for a minute, huh? For a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. All right. And again, thanks Iceman Van for the super chat. So let me do this. Let me go ahead. I'll start filling this out. So I'll read it real quick again. Federal U.S. president, vote for one. Cornell Ronald West. I didn't even know he was running. And Melina Abdullah. Someone named Lucifer, just in case. Every love. What in the world? Joe Skousen and Rick Combs, and then Jill Stein and Rudolph Ware, I'm familiar with them, the Green Party. Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance, of course, that's the Republican. Chase Oliver and Mike Marat, that's Libertarian. I've heard of Chase Oliver, know nothing about Marat. Anyway, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, Democrats, and then Claudia de la Cruz, Karina Alexandra Garcia. And then, of course, they have the write-in vote. And what I was saying, I was going to write in Iceman Vamp and Swagonito. Okay, no, I'm not going to write it in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place my vote here for the for U.S. president. And I'd ask people, if you're going to be voting, go ahead and, or not voting, go ahead and answer the poll that's up there in the chat room. Okay, and then if you're in the chat room, if you would like to say, if you're going to be voting and you said yes, you can explain in the chat room why you're voting. And if you're not going to be voting, you can explain why you're not going to be. I mean, it's personal choice. You know, you can't force anyone to vote or not vote. Okay, U.S. Senate, Carlton Bowen, John Curtis, and Carolyn Clyde. There's a write-in vote. Some of these, as we get a little bit further on, I'm not even going to vote on. I'm not even going to tell you guys who I'm going to vote for on this either. I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to vote for anyone, but I'm going to cast my vote here. The U.S. House, there's M. Evan Bullard, Vaughn R. Cook, Katrina Follick Wong, and Burgess Owens. Okay, I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but I'm going to go ahead and fill this one out. All right, here's state governor. I'm going to go, well, I already did this one anyway. Here we go. I'll just fill these out. I'm not going to do any write-ins. Attorney General, I already know who I'm going to vote in right here. Okay. State auditor, it really doesn't matter for me on this one. Okay. I'm just going to abstain. State treasurer doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to abstain on that one too. State Senate, I'm going to abstain from that one. Okay. House, okay, this is what I'm going to be voting for. This is the school board. I already looked into this one. And then the county. Okay, I'm just going to go through this one. Some of these I'm not going to be voting on. This one. Okay, and I'm just abstaining on that and that. Yeah, that one didn't really matter to me. So I'm going to leave that one right there. Okay. And then there's something here about judicial retention. And I haven't looked into that, so I'm not going to be voting on that one. I'll abstain. Okay. And then the backside, more judicial retention. And I haven't looked into that, so I'm not going to be voting on that. Okay. Excuse my ignorance on that, but I didn't do any research into that. There's also some initiatives that I'm going to go ahead and vote on. Constitutional amendment. Hold on a second. Special education and funding for the changes in enrollment and inflation. Approved state sales. Okay. I'm for that one. Constitutional amendment. Increase the limit on annual distribution from the state school fund to the public schools from 4% to 5%. Okay, I'm actually for that. Constitutional amendment. Amended to have the office of county sheriff be elected by. This is one I want to do because it gives more power to the people. Already looked into that one. Should the Utah Constitution be changed to strengthen the initiative process by prohibiting foreign influences on ballot initiatives and referendum? This is one I didn't look into, so I'm not even going to vote on that one. And these last two, and I'm not really interested in, so I won't vote on that. Okay, that's it. The vast majority I didn't even vote on, but that's because either it wasn't really important to me or I didn't do research on those people. Okay, but that's that. I promised people that I would vote, and I voted. Okay. Let's see. I haven't been able to tune into a stream properly since I became a member. Okay, are you talking about the member streams? Yeah, it should work for you today. Matter of fact, I'll be looking for you right after this. I'm going to start the member only stream. It'll be short though. and I'll be looking for you in there. And if you're unable to get in there for any reason, then let me know. You can always email me. Okay. All right. Let me get in here and check out the poll. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over and drop off my ballot. Right? Some of y'all tripping. Okay. Let me see here and here. The thing's not showing up here for some reason. Did I actually put the poll up? Let me try one more time. Oh, there it is right now. Okay. So I asked the question, are you voting today? 61% said yes. We have 27% said no, and then 12% say maybe. Now, I guess people are still kind of deciding. You got plenty of time, and I know I have plenty of time today, but I'm going to go handle this right now and drop this off. I see there's some Trump supporters in here. I don't see any. Someone, yeah, okay. Someone said they did vote for Harris. Okay. Okay, audio is good now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I apologize for that for earlier. All right, so let me know. Do you guys? Yeah, I was just running my mouth. Christina Mendoza put in a whole bunch of microphones. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to do a live stream for members right after this, and then if you guys are interested in me coming back later on, and we can do coverage, I don't mind doing it, taking the time to do some coverage on the poll results as they come in. We can do it live as they come in. I think it'd be fun. Hit the one, and based on what you guys say there, I'll decide. If people aren't interested in it, that's okay too. But what we'll mainly be doing is we'll be watching this tracker right here, and we'll just go step by step to see what happens. Okay, we'll find out what happens at the end. It also has where you can click on Senate, House, governor, state results, etc. Let me know if you guys are interested. Hit the one inside the chat room. Okay. All right. So I told people that I would vote, and I voted. And this is actually the first time that I've actually voted for the presidential election. I voted for other stuff in the past, but I've always abstained from the president for different reasons. Okay, but that's on another topic for another time. Okay, there's a couple of people that would be interested. Okay, you voted for Trump. Okay, Swagonito. Okay, Swagonito, if you want to do it, then that's cool. I'll be here. Okay, so what I'll do, I got some errands to run. I'm gonna go drop off this ballot. I have some errands to run, and then I'll set something up. I'm gonna do a live stream first for members, and then I'll set something up for a little bit later on. I would think probably around maybe 5 or 6 p.m., something like that, because the polls are going to be coming in, and it's going to take a while. I mean, we may not even know the results until tomorrow. But we can do that. And then what I'll do is if anyone wants to call in and talk politics, we can do that. There's another video I want to watch too, dealing with y'all's boy Umar when he went in on Kamala Harris. Someone Chavis, don't do that. Okay, so how long before the polling closes? It depends on which state, but in general, it's like 8 p.m. Okay, but it actually has it right here. Latest poll closing times by state. 7 p.m. There's 7:30. There's 8 p.m. There's 9 p.m. It depends on where you're at. It's by time zone, from what I understand. It looks like Alaska time zone is like 1 a.m. in Alaska. They can get their votes in by that time. But that's how it works. It's based on your region, the United States, and of course, if you're on the East Coast, it's earlier today. And then if you're in the, let's say, Midwest, it's going to be a little bit later. If you're on the West Coast, it's going to be a little bit later. And then it looks like what it says, the graphic here, Alaska, by the time they get their votes in, that the deadline is at 1 a.m. But even still, the results, final results, are not the final results, but the results for who wins the presidency based upon the Electoral College, that can come in at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. It just depends on how the voting goes. So yeah, what we'll do, I'm gonna come back and we'll cover this, and we'll see how things go. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning on in. If you are voting, get out there and vote. If you decide not to, don't vote. Okay, that's your business. I decided this year for the first time to vote for president, and we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day if I don't see you. And then if you're a member, stay tuned. I'm going to be setting up another, it's already set up, but I'll be live streaming for you guys for maybe we'll take about 10, 15 minutes, discuss a couple of things. And then I got to go take my vote, my voting list, my ballot. I'm going to take that to, I'm going to probably do it in the Dropbox. Okay. All right. Thank y'all again for tuning on in. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.